Alright guys, this will be my second video, another trade recap. I think I'm just going to be posting a lot of trade recaps to pretty much catch you up on like my strategy, how I trade, and just give a really good visual representation of it. I'll go through backtesting videos as well in future, but for now I'm just showing the last 2 or so weeks of price action because this was last Monday. I usually don't trade Mondays, but this was honestly, price action was too clean for me not to take this. And obviously, as you can see, it played out very nicely. I thought it was a 1 to 9, but I don't know, close enough. We can round up. Anyways, going into it, let's just remove all the drawings real quick. Um, Work with me. Anyways, going into it, let's just hop into replay. Alright, so it was like throughout the day, Asia was a little bit choppy, and we were coming just off. I think this was Powell speaking. I'm not 100% sure, but it was rough. Yeah. So, anyways, London opened. We came in and we created my zone. This is pretty much right here. I'm pretty sure this is the zone I ended up taking it off. But yeah, obviously the 15-minute looks clean. I'm usually taking off of a refined zone, but we'll just draw out the whole zone here. So that was the 15. This is the 5. You can look at the 30-minute as well. It's not much of a 30-minute zone as much as it is those 5 and 15. With my zones, I like, so for example, last bearish candle here, I want at least 3 bullish up candles in my direction. That create the break of structure, so we got that internal structure from the leg down. Let's go to the 5-minute because it's just a lot clearer. Got that internal break of structure before it actually started moving bearish again. Fair value gap. Let's just draw it into the 5-minute because that's what I ended up taking it off of. Anyways, so we got the break of structure here. Let's label it all. Same as the last video. Got the demand zone. Looking clean. And right here, obviously, from watching the last video, we got that bit of inducement. So, draw these out. They're also fairly equal or relatively equal lows, which is really nice because it just means more orders are collected, slowly flipping sellers into buyers before touching our zone. We also got that external break of structure. Obviously, we didn't actually touch those fractal highs, but regardless, coming into it, got the inducement, saw it playing out nice, and when price starts to come down, we can see it's slow. New York opens. Alright, wait, let's pause here. I said in my last video I'm not trading 15 minutes before or 15 minutes after. As you can see, price tapped us in just after, so opens 10:30. It was about 35 minutes after it tapped us in, or whatever that number was. Regardless, tapped us in. Usually, before I take a zone, I do sort of like to have how do I say it? A slower move down rather than a huge leg going to tap us in. This I did actually take this trade, which is really nice. I think actually I may have not have taken it all the way up. I think I may have taken it just to here. Yeah, I don't think it was all the way to the top. Regardless, I don't like just a fully hard down leg. I like it to be a little more slower, but because we had these equal lows, we are just broken above Asia highs, closed above Asia highs, and yeah, it was just sort of clean. So I did actually take this trade. I should have waited for that confirmation. As I said in the last video, wait for it to flip bullish and take entry off of that. I could have waited for this just due to the fact that there was so much volume coming down in to actually tap my limit order. I should have probably waited for it to come up. But regardless, I liked it all. We got fair value gap, inducement, break of structure created from the zone in a singular leg. That's another thing. From your zone, when you're waiting for the break of structure, you don't want there to be a candle in the opposite direction before giving that break of structure. So say for instance, you can see the wick on the bottom here. If this did close bearish here, the zone's invalidated. I want at least 3 up candles, and within those 3 up candles, before it turns bearish or the opposite way bullish depending on the supply or demand zone, I want this break of structure formed. Obviously you don't need the full market, like the market structure shift, MSS, whatever ICT kids want to call it, up the top here. That doesn't necessarily matter. You don't need fully bullish movement towards that, but that internal break, you need it to be just all up candles. Anyways, we come, tap us in. There was a decent amount of volume, but it was after that 15 minutes into New York, which obviously is a rule that I follow myself. Regardless, let's just put it in 1 speed. We come up, flip bullish here. So I could have honestly taken entry from here, this closure, move stop to these lows. But once again, it's just like a 3.7 RR is good. And you might think that it's greed that I'm taking these limit orders like that for just a better R&R. But to be honest, I have my conviction. Like, you guys will learn after trading for a while and watching the market yourselves. You start to learn when to wait for these flips and when not to. Well, if you're a supply and demand trader. But it goes for all strategies. The more you're in the market, the more experience you get with yourself, how your psychology works, as well as, sorry, how do I say this? As well as how the market moves. Like, the more you're watching it, the more you're going to understand the market, and the more you're going to understand how your strategy works and revolves around the market moving. Anyways, as we move on throughout this position, it comes back down, taps back into the zone, so it wouldn't have, even if you entered off of that break, you had stop loss below these lows, you're not getting stopped out. I think I ended up taking partials actually at this high. Yeah, I think I took partials here and then moved stop loss, break even, but we're just gonna leave it here, whatever. And it just ended up playing out really nice. As you can see, boom, and it's just all in our direction. Taps me out here, keeps moving up. Could have targeted the bodies of the highs, but honestly, I think I did target down here. So a little bit lower RR, but regardless. So yeah, move to break even here. That's one thing I do advise you guys. Yeah, have conviction in the trades. Usually when you're trading supply and demand, once you learn enough and you are really confident, you've put in hours. Like, I've been trading for a year or more now, and the countless hours that I've put into back testing and forward testing this strategy, most of the time when I take trades, price just rejects, like, straight away, goes into the opposite direction. So I'm not usually moving my position to a break even or taking partials, but just to be safe, secure profits. If you want to, I guess you want to slowly grow a live account or something like that, maybe even the prop firm challenges. But if you're on an eval or whatever, I suggest just taking it all the way up there. I'll risk 1% per trade. If you're in drawdown, like if I'm in drawdown, I will take 0.5% risk of whatever account size you trade once in drawdown. But as soon as you're above drawdown, 1%, go aggressive, because yeah, after a few losses, 3 losses, you're down 3%. But like you can see here, my last few trades, to be honest, these last 2 weeks have provided well for me and my strategy. So even after a few losses, if one of these wins, it's, I don't know, 7.4 RR, you're up 4.5% ish, 4.45, whatever. That's the percentage you're up now. After 3 losses in a row, one trade will put you back up. Profit 4%. So yeah, just obviously have conviction with your trades, put your back testing in, and to be honest, these videos are just here to show my strategy, how I trade, and hopefully help you guys. So yeah, this was last week, Monday's trade, and I will show you a few others.